My name is Shanab. I am the founder and the CEO of Figurama Collectors. Actually, I like begin with collecting action figures of He-Man, Thundercats, just like any other collector. And like more I progress in life and getting older, so I like tend to go more toward the statues, or let's say the PVC, because like back then there was no polystone statues, and then when they emerged into the market, I like moved to that. But me and my partners, like we felt there's a gap or a void in the market in like terms of dynamic poses. It was like mostly a museum pose. So we thought of like let's say being truly focused on like capturing specific moments in the anime or the manga, and we like capture it by let's say to freeze it in time, to have this dynamic and timeless pieces, to be as complex as possible, not just for the sake of being complex, no, but because the collectors, or us as a collectors, we like really cherish and appreciate all the details that we see in any statue. So we like focus on that. We focus on Easter eggs. My parts, it's like I'm like more or less is the cushion or the connector between all the artists that we deal with. We like deal with the best artists in the market. We have like Caleb Nevzin, Kita Okada, Daniel Simon, Jesse Sandifier, and David Gerard, and more than that, which you're gonna see coming as well. Plus, we really focus on the concept artists, because we feel concept art is as important as 3D. We don't just go and pick the pose from the poster or anything. No, we focus on our creative team and our creativity to like make something unique, and to have these concepts always, like let's say to the limits of engineering as well, like not to have something very safe. No, we push the limits in the design and in the production as well. Many, like let's say manufacturers, they are not working with us anymore, and they like don't want our projects because it makes them losing money. And I like know their point. Like once you do a complex piece, they need to pay so much attention. Yeah, but we like keep pushing the boundaries, and we will like never regress or come back to like let's say the easy way of doing statues or creating them. Another thing that I does, and I think that I does very well, is QC. We have a QC team, even though that we are new to the market, but we really invested in a good QC team. But even though we like don't trust them just yet, because like it's the beginning, and they need to know like what's our standards. So I go to the factory 4 to 5 times to QC every single piece. It's like not just I like go pick a random. No, I QC the all 200 Devilman pieces, and whole 200 Ragnarok Thor pieces. 4, 5, 6 times. It doesn't matter, but we need to get the job done in the best way. So yeah, and I will continue doing that, even though that we are gonna have lots of quantities, like not lots, let's say 6 to 800, like that's what we are looking at, because we like we like want to keep our quantities very limited, niche, like not just mass production. I will be QCing every single piece as well. So yeah, I mean, like that's me in a nutshell. I am the designer myself. I have my master's in packaging design. That's why maybe you like can see our packaging is a bit different. I really invest my time and effort with a factory that we work very closely to have the best packaging for any complex piece. And I have like done glass and plastic packaging for Nivea in the past, before I created Figurama. So yeah, and I like always like to feed my artistic part and like let's say my creativity into like something that it's it's like gonna reach the heart of the community. And thankfully, you know, like our pieces are getting lots of praise from the collectors, appreciation. And there's something about the collectors I really have to say, I really respect that. They're all like an artist, you know, like when they give a feedback or a comment, you know, the team, they like share with us the community feedbacks and so on. They are so detailed, you know, and you cannot just do anything, you know. They're like very hard to please, which is great because they like push the boundary of the companies. The companies cannot do anymore like just any pose and they throw to people and they're gonna buy it. No, the competition is like pretty high nowadays. Actually, we really appreciate the constructive criticism because it like help us to like push our limits. And you know, like whenever we see that there is value in that, we like take it and implement it immediately. And we have done that in Devilman, in Trigon, and Helsing. But sometimes it's about the subjective matters. It might appeal to me, like, but not to you, or him or her. We like leave that part because we are proud of our art, our artists, and we are not a custom made. You know, like a company like that, we will do a customized piece to, let's say, to please each collector. But we do our artwork that will please the most of them. And again, I am like talking about the subjective matters, not about the critical points, because like sometimes it is really wrong. You know, like we like get an approval of the author, like, but there is a minor room of improvement, and we like tend to take that change also, and we like go back to licensors and we convince them, listen, like that's like the community wish, and we would like to make that change, and they are very helpful in that matter. So yeah, I am very glad that we have such a community that keep pushing our standards even higher. And there is a point that I would like to mention. Whenever we like transfer the anime, which is a 2D, simple, plain, to a detailed, complex 3D composition, it's not easy at all. It's really hard, and especially like working with the anime. If you do a comic, it's like much easier. Why? Because it's the like like normal anatomy, like more or less the facial features, they're like more of humans, but the anime is completely different. So this transition, it takes time and effort, and that's why that we need to collaborate with the best artists to achieve that. We like need to like. Let's say sometimes when you do it in a certain angle, it will look just right, but once you rotate it, it will look like nothing like the character. So we need to keep revising, and for your information, it's the first time that we are gonna mention it to you guys. Tokyo Ghoul, it was supposed to be launched in Feb in Wonder Festival winter 2018, and now we are almost end of August. It was pushed like all of this period just to get things right. It was so difficult because I think it's the most anime look that we get so far, and we need to get it right. So the whole pose, the anatomy, the like chiseled look, the details, it was very hard to transform from 2D to the 3D. And the nice thing that we do, that we also like go back to the manga. The manga is like more detailed. So having some inspirations from the manga, it really helps us to create. Like for instance, the Kagone, especially Jason's or Yamuri Kagone. In the anime, it's like it's plain, but in the manga, like you can see all of these muscles, the fibers, the veins on it. So yeah, I think the team is doing a great job in transferring the 2D to 3D, but it's not an easy job at all. It's very challenging to achieve. In the beginning, it was just Figurama born, and we didn't want to do larger quantities, you know. So like we weren't sure of the market, especially when a license like Devilman, it's a bit of an obscure license. It's very niche. So we have done 200 pieces. But to be honest, like looking at the papers now, we like kinda regret our decision of like 200 pieces because the waitlist is like double the number. Frankly speaking, it's. But again, we like want to like keep it limited, very exclusive. We are against like doing a mass production like a thousands or like even like reaching 1,000 to be honest, because if you want to keep the quality, the details, the love, and also the value. If you go back to the market now and see Devilman piece price in the aftermarket, it's rocket high. It's like more than triple the price, the original price. And yeah, I mean, so what? Let the people, you know, like have their investment worth it, you know, like to like create all of this mass production. I like wouldn't call it limited or exclusive edition. Then it's like just like any other PVC mass production product. So we will make sure to keep our limits as low as possible. So our collectors gonna feel very special about owning one, to feel lucky, and to like worth their investment in like our products. Low number is like always our motto. And actually, I would like to announce another collaboration with Caleb Nevzin that many people have been asking for. Caleb, as I mentioned before, he's like, let's say he's a true artist. I know that like many other companies, like their relation failed with Caleb because they didn't know like how to read him and to treat him. You have to treat Caleb as an artist and to like give him his like own liberty and time. He did a great job again in Attack on Titan. We like couldn't find better than Caleb to do this masterpiece. It's the Eren versus Armor Titan. It will be a great diorama, bigger than anything that we have done so far. He gave his best to this complex piece. It's very complex and easy to achieve, but he like did a great job. So he like did a great work with the concept artist Gerald Singh. He is the same concept artist of Devilman. So like basically it's the same team of Devilman have like done Attack on Titan. Yeah, so and another thing that I would like to talk about is Hunter x Hunter piece. It's completely like done by Kita Okada, the award-winning Japanese artist. This guy have a unique style in like doing his work. Actually, it's so detailed and he have his signature. Even though that he's doing an anime piece, but still it's the detail and the style. It's obvious that it's Kita Okada. This is going to be a masterpiece. There is no question about it. And I think, you know, like I say, it is going to be the best existing Hunter x Hunter statue ever. And this is like just the beginning of Hunter x Hunter, as many things, you know, like going to be announced soon in the near future about it. Actually, if I would pick a license that I would do with no question and no matter what, it's going to be Akira. I have like mentioned that before. I will sound like a crybaby, but yeah, it's Akira, the most difficult license, and I would love to do that because it's the passion of my childhood as well, and the vision that I have of Akira. It's going to be an awesome piece. So yeah, hopefully one day we will like work out for that. Always keep in mind that we do like what's the best for our collectors' benefit. The amount of you know the amount of discounts that we give, and we like give back the community a lot in reward system, in like whatever giveaways that we get them, because like seriously, it's like not just that we want to fake that we are part of them. No, me as a collector, I would like love a company like give such a treatment to me. And that was I think like what sets Figurama apart from the others. Profit is needed, but that's not the like main goal or the like main motto. To create an art pieces, to like have a great benefits for our collectors, and to make a profit, so like we can move on with other projects. And I would like to thank everyone that have supported us, from the media to the collectors, even though that we didn't release any product, but everybody trusted the company. And I would say that these people are like more visionaries, that they invest in something that they don't know, and I think it's like gonna reward them. Like you saw in like Devilman piece, everybody was skeptical about it and so on, and it like turned out to be great. And like more to come, you know, like we will like continue exceeding our collectors' expectations always. So thank you so much, and hopefully like you will collect more of our products, and happy collecting, because at the end we are all the collectors.